All right, guys, welcome to another live stream. Welcome to another live stream. Happy Monday. Happy Monday. Happy Labor Day. I know a lot of you have the day off. I have the day off from work, but I'm still doing a live stream. Obviously, the markets are closed today, but the crypto markets are open. They're open 24/7. So we can take a look at that. But I'll just do a Q&A, so you can just come in, ask me a question. I'll try my best to answer it. And yeah, but yeah, I thought I'd do the live stream today, even though the markets are not open, because kind of just throws off the week if I do it on Tuesday. But I'll do a recap of what the market does tomorrow. It should be interesting. I know we're going to get some economic data here this week. I think the jobs report. Let me actually look it up. Let me look it up to see what economic data we're going to get this week. What economic data will we get this week? Okay, so here's a breakdown of the economic data we're going to get this week. So this first one is the non-farm payrolls job report. So it looks like this one's coming out September the 5th. The most anticipated release of the week, expected to show around 75,000 jobs added, with the unemployment rate holding at 4.2%. This report will heavily influence expectations for a potential federal rate cut in September. Okay, and I'm not sure. So if the jobs report expected to show 75,000 with unemployment rate holding at 4.2%. So I'm wondering if unemployment goes up. So what would favor a rate cut for unemployment? I always get it confused on this. When the Fed looks at unemployment, the direction that would favor a rate cut versus a rate hold comes down to how it signals labor market strength versus weakness. So unemployment rising, more likely to get a rate cut. And I guess that just suggests the economy's not doing good. We need more liquidity to go into the market. So as rates come down, people are able to borrow more. So in unemployment rising, so there's actually worse. So we need worse job numbers to support a rate cut. If the unemployment rate ticks higher, above 4.2% and trending up, it suggests the labor market is cooling. Fewer jobs being added, weak payrolls, or more layoffs, higher job claims increase pressure on the Fed to support growth with lower rate cuts. Right. Meaning more people are unemployed. So I guess that would translate to people or companies needing more money to hire or having more money to hire is kind of what I'm thinking. Let me check my mic just to make sure my mic is working. I always got to make sure this is working, and it's actually, my mic is, it's running a little bit lower, the battery. All right, let's see here. Hire or having more money to hire is kind of what I'm thinking. Let me check my mic just to make sure my mic is working. All right, cool. It looks like my mic is working. But yeah, so it looks like if the jobs report comes higher than, so if unemployment rate is higher than expected, it would support a rate cut. So we need a worse job report when it comes to that. Unemployment falling, more likely rate hold. If the unemployment rate falls or stays low, near 4%, it shows labor demand is still strong. That means the economy may not need as much stimulus, making the Fed more cautious about cutting too quickly. Now, I think if it comes somewhat in the middle, it's just going to support maybe a lower basis point cut. So right now, I think what's on the table is a 25 to 50 basis point cut. But in my opinion, since we didn't get a rate cut since last year, beginning of last year, I think they're going towards a 50 basis point cut. But if we get like some job numbers that suggest the economy is still strong, maybe we go to 25 basis point. Because I think I think the Fed is locked in to cut rates this month, no matter what the reports say. But I believe that what's going to be impacted is how much they cut rates. So right now, between 50 to 25 basis points, and as we get more economic data, we'll see what that is. All right, what that comes out to be. Okay, so what else? So labor market indicators, ADP employment report arrives early in the week and offers private sector job insights ahead of official payroll data. Okay, so labor market indicators, ADP employment report. So it looks like a lot of things around employment. The Federal Reserve Beige Book, a regional economic summary, will be released midweek and offers qualitative updates on economic conditions across Fed districts. PMI related manufacturing services data. So ISM manufacturing services scheduled early in the week and will signal recent trends in sector activity. Okay, so it looks like, Labor Day, a lot of labor economic data will come out this week. So very interesting. Again, it's going to just give us more insight on whether we're going to get these rate cuts here in September. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Now, if we look at crypto prices, I think for the most part, altcoins are bleeding out, and it looks like Bitcoin is kind of stuck at that 109 mark. 109. Ethereum's trending around that 4,400, and altcoins bleeding out a little bit for the most part, but not much action here. I think we're going to see a lot more action tomorrow since the markets open up. We were closed today, and we're going to see the action, especially as we get closer to the end of the week. But yeah, I know a lot of people are getting impatient with crypto as far as when is altcoin season, when are prices going to go up. But you gotta have to have patience, right? And if you look at people on Twitter and X, everybody's saying it's it's going to be in 2026, and they were saying that in 2024 they were going to get in 2025. But honestly, nobody really knows what's going to happen as far as the market goes and what assets are going to go up. Now, when it comes to investing, you want to be in some of the hottest sectors. Like for me, I think, if you're in crypto, definitely want to take a look at the AI coins and things like that. And then all the layer ones that are getting spot ETFs. I think those are really good ones to look at. You definitely don't want to be selling your position during this time, even though people are like, and this is kind of the shakeout period where people lose patience, they sell their position, and right after they sell, the prices go up. And I would honestly attribute some of the lack of confidence in the crypto market to some of these YouTubers on YouTube, because a lot of them, they have their positions, which I don't like. They'll have their positions, they'll have their altcoins stacked up, but then they'll get on their YouTube channel and like, oh, well, I don't think there's going to be an altcoin season, or it's just Bitcoin and Ethereum that's going to go up. We're going to miss that. But again, a lot of the history doesn't support those claims. And those same people that are saying that have their positions already locked up, right? Like, it'd be interesting if you could see like what somebody says on YouTube, but then look at their portfolio. A lot of these people that say there's no altcoin season, they're stacked up in altcoins because they know it's going to happen, right? So I wouldn't really take what people say on YouTube, so seriously, and take control of your own investment, right? Obviously you could get help from other people. That's what I do. I get, I pay for certain services to get expertise on certain coins and get a consensus on where the money's flowing. But at the end of the day, your investments are your investments. Don't, make your decision on the research you do. Don't just watch one quick YouTube video and then you're like, oh, well, I'm going to go ahead and sell all my position. This person said this, altcoin season is not coming, let me sell. And then you're stuck like Chuck, right? When the prices start to go up, or you start to see that, and then you're buying at higher prices. So yeah, I would definitely do your own research and make your own decisions. But if we're going off of history, every year after the halving, we always get this parabolic run. We're still not done with the year. We're closing on the year. We have September. We're in September now. We have October. We have November. We have December. So we still have a lot of time. And what people don't realize is altcoin season happens very quickly within a few weeks. So, I mean, if we look at last cycle, like Axie Infinity went from like $10 to 100 and something within a month or two. So, we have plenty of time for the markets to turn around. And honestly, I don't think they're really that down. I mean, Bitcoin's at 109. If you really step back and look, it was at 60, 70,000 last year, beginning of last year. So, yeah, I think you want to be cautious on who you listen to as far as advice in what you're doing, and you ultimately got to make the last decision. All right, that's pretty much it. Let's play a few games of Blitz, and that'll be it for today. Let's move this. I'm getting close to 1600 in Rapid. Honestly, everything's clicking for me as far as openings. I stick to kind of like 2 to 3 openings when it comes to whether I'm playing with white or black. I'm testing some new stuff out, but for the most part, I'm comfortable with 2, 3 openings. I've seen different ones, but I think your score starts to progress once you stick to one opening, and then that's pretty much it. Because if you really think about it, you're like after the first 3, 4, if you can not like if you can prevent getting checkmated or losing a piece within the first 5 to 7 moves, after that it's just really playing chess, right? It's who can think better, who can trap each other, right? After that, there's no. I mean, obviously, there's certain things you can follow, so that way you don't make a mistake. But after that, it's kind of just freestyle chess, right? Who can outthink each other? So I would say try to last the first 5 to 7 moves without losing a piece, without getting checkmated, or putting yourself in some type of crazy predicament. And kind of the way you do that is just opening up with just basic moves, right? Developing your pieces and not trying to checkmate the person in 2 to 3 moves. All right, let's start. But I must say, Blitz is a lot different for me than Rapid, just because obviously you get more time and it's not as quick, right? So yeah, I find that I do better when I have time to think. So that's why it's gonna take me a while to get my Blitz score up, like up to my Rapid. But I think I could get it there too. 3 minutes. I suck at bullet, but 3 minutes is good enough for me. I think I'll trade. should win this. I don't see how he's going to win this. Yeah, should be fine here. Yeah, should be fine. I don't see how he can do this. Yep. Nice. Won that. Easy work. Easy. All right, let's do this. All right, I'm going to do one more, and I think that's going to be it. One more for the day. There we go. Oh, that was a mouse slip. Sorry. There we go. All right, and that's a good thing about blitz, right? Like if you force if the person's playing too quickly, most likely, like you just saw, he's got a blunder really quickly, and that's usually what happens. So you just, like I said, the first 5 to 7 moves, you just need to be paying attention, looking for clear blunders from the person, because usually they're not playing. A lot of these people that play blitz, they're not playing with strategy. So if you just focus, maybe you lose some of your time in the beginning and you run down the clock. Maybe, like for me, look at my clock. Like I have 25 seconds less than the person. But that's because I was thinking about my move and I was able to cause him to blunder. So I would say that first minute, probably just stay focused, and then most likely you'll either get him in a check mating situation, or get him to blunder, or her, right? All right. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Labor Day today, so not much going on. We'll see what happens in the markets tomorrow. Hopefully, you guys are using your day off to do some research. I would suggest a lot of you that do work corporate, I work corporate, but to use a lot of these days to get ahead as far as on your portfolio. Maybe do some research that you weren't able to do during the week, and yeah, just not waste a day off just because the markets are not open. And again, crypto's open 24/7, but a lot of you want to know how to get ahead financially, and these are the days you need to use to get ahead, right? Use it to do research, use it to catch up on maybe the week before. Maybe you weren't able to look at some stocks. Maybe you weren't able to look at pieces of news that came out and how that affected the market. So, yeah, I would say these are the days to use it. A lot of people are at the beach. A lot of people are at the pool, and they waste their time. And then tomorrow's going to come back quick, right? We're already at 11. It's 11 o'clock today. You know, it'll be 5, 6 o'clock soon. You got to get ready for the next day, and then you just kind of wasted everything, right? So utilize these days to get ahead and not just, relax, right? A lot of you like to relax too much and wonder why you are in the financial situation you are in. So, yeah, get to work. I'll see you guys in the next one. I'll see you guys Wednesday because I'm not going to go live tomorrow. And, yeah, take care and see you in the next one.